Hello and welcome. My name is Lynn Hewison and I'm Secretary of the ASAB Accreditation Committee. ASAB Accreditation is an independent assessor for the role of Clinical Animal Behaviourist, or CAB. This video is part of a series and we wanted to develop them to help take you through the main stages of how to become a Certificated Clinical Animal Behaviourist, or a CCAB, which is done through ASAB Accreditation. There are four main stages which we'll look at more closely over the course of these videos. These stages are the knowledge and understanding, often referred to as the KNU, the gaining of practical experience, and the assessments, which consist of both theory and practical elements. This video is going to focus on the first stage, the knowledge and understanding, or the KNU, or the pre-certification, also referred to as the pre-cert. Here we're going to look a little bit more at the knowledge and understanding. The KNU is the standard of knowledge and understanding that has been agreed within the industry by ABTC and ASAB Accreditation. The KNU specifies both the topics and level of educational knowledge an individual needs to have achieved prior to commencing practical experience, and this all relates to the CAB role. The ideal is for an individual to achieve the KNU and then start gaining practical experience in the field. Ideally, this initial practice is with support from more experienced practitioners. However, as the industry is currently working towards regulation, then some individuals have been practicing for a period of time and are now looking to achieve certification. Given the various educational backgrounds, this means individuals will have journeys and routes that differ towards their certification. But that's okay, and it's also not unusual. And the process outlined by ASAB Accreditation is aimed at supporting all individuals towards certification. It's also important to say that there have been quite a few changes to ASAB Accreditation's processes over recent years, and we continue to review things regularly. At present, the majority of the KNU is required to be demonstrated through formal educational achievements, for example through university degree courses or an equivalent level. I'll explain a little bit more about this shortly, as it's useful to know about educational levels here too. So here I want to talk a little bit about educational levels. The KNU on the ASAB Accreditation website is also listed out in the pre-cert. In the pre-cert, it states the educational level required for that topic, for example, Level 6 in research methods. Level 6 is equivalent to a final year of an undergraduate 3-year degree. Now, when you're studying for a 3-year degree, the knowledge acquired in the first year, which would be Level 4, is often built upon over the following years. This means that upon completion of the degree, the overall achievement is at Level 6, even though some topics will have been covered in your second year or at Level 5. This means if you've done a weekend course, which is at Level 2 or Level 3, even though you may have covered the relevant topics, it is not at a level which demonstrates enough depth and breadth given the agreed industry standard. This also brings me on to the subject of CPD events and certificates of attendance. In general, when doing any formal education or course, there are assessments. These assess levels of learning, understanding, application. What specifically they assess is determined by the outcomes listed in the module or course the assessment belongs to. This is why you may be asked for the course and module learning outcomes when completing the mapping process on the pre-cert. With CPD events, there is often no assessment of knowledge or understanding, so although a lot may have been learned, there is no way to evidence this learning. This is why CPD is not accepted as evidence for the majority of learning on the pre-cert, and why at present the majority of the KNU has to be demonstrated through formal educational achievements, so for example a university degree course or an equivalent level. When it comes to the pre-cert, if an individual has completed a recognised course, then a form or declaration of this, which is on the ASAB website, and a course certificate will usually suffice. This is because the institution recognised by ASAB accreditation complete the mapping, meaning that individual applicants don't need to. The courses also pay a fee to ASAB, so again, the individual doesn't need to give any payments to ASAB for review of their pre-cert. There are exceptions to this though, and this may be if an individual exits with an alternative award or with a PG dip, for example, in the case of an MSc, as it may only be the full MSc which is recognised by ASAB and not any exit or alternative awards. If the KNU is achieved through other means, and this would include alternative awards and alternate exit awards, then achievements need to be mapped and evidenced against the required KNU. Evidence may include various educational certificates of completion, for example an undergraduate degree and a postgraduate diploma certificate. There are various routes available to evidence the KNU, so it's worth taking the time to map your achievements out on the form. If gaps are identified after submission, ASAB accreditation should provide advice on what else is needed and how the gaps could be filled. In some instances, this may mean that you're required to complete some further study. Thank you for listening. We hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, then please don't hesitate to contact us. Our email is asabaccreditation@gmail.com. Thank you.